What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real of reality TV. I am coming to you from behind the wheel right now, but I just wanted to get some thoughts off of my mind. I haven't talked about Love and Marriage Huntsville in a minute. I know the show is not on the air right now, and two, I don't plan on watching it this coming season and moving forward unless just something greatly changes my mind. But some of the content creators that I am sub to and that are actually reviewing the show, I will continue to support them. And some of the Instagram blogs that I am following that shares their content, I'll probably check out what's up on there. But honestly, the people who are on the show for the most part are trash. I am fully in support of Melody making the decision to throw her ex-husband to the dumpster and allow his forever baby mama to serve him and please him in the ways that he desires and allow him to forever be her baby wife. Because I'm just over them, and I'm over what I feel like Carlos has brought to the show. But this is what I really want to talk about, because I heard that Destiny is coming back to the show, and I'm like, for what? And it can only be to be antagonized in some way, because I heard that the woman who married her now ex-boyfriend, who was a producer, I don't know if she's still a producer on the show anymore, is going to be a cast member. I don't know if she and the new husband are going to be like in the intro, or if they're just going to be what they call friends of to the show. But Carlos is messy, and the fact that he's got the time to put together stunts and shows like this when it seems like the other things that he's doing on television is really not doing that well. Like the show that he had, Bold and Bougie, I have not watched it. I heard it's not doing really well. And I also heard that it has not been renewed, like it's been canceled after the first season. That doesn't bode well for the self-proclaimed king of reality TV. So the only thing that I can think of in terms of him calling himself the king is because his last name is King. Okay. Other than that, it doesn't look like the other things that he's doing on television is really doing well, because he spends the majority of his time online interviewing people who are currently or formerly were affiliated with the network that he was, I heard, dismissed from, Bravo. He just recently did a sit down with Apollo Nida. I have not watched it, but when I did see it in my YouTube feed, I saw that at that time, the interview had over 167,000 views. See, the thing about it is, people aren't flocking to these interviews because of it being Carlos. They're coming to it because of the people that he's getting the opportunity to speak to. And he's been able to use the experience that he's had and working with some of these people in the past and working on that network in the past to be able to get these interviews. And of course, the people that are coming to him, they want to get views too. And so they're using his platform and he's using them. So it goes both ways. But they're not coming to see these interviews because of him. So him calling himself the king of reality TV is BS. He and Dr. Heavenly or Dr. Elaine, they are using each other to do these messy Mondays, I guess they call them. I don't watch it. I just can't. The two of them together at one time, oh no, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I am commending anyone who does, but to sit and watch that foolishness for the entirety of it all, I can't do it. I can't. So, with all of those things being said, Love and Marriage Huntsville, whenever it does come back, sure, you may get some views because you're going to have Destiny on the show, the previous producer who's now married to Destiny's ex-boyfriend. Obviously, Destiny's okay with it, and I'm sure she needs the check because I heard she had filed for bankruptcy. And I'm not saying that to say it in a negative way, but I'm just basically saying she obviously needs the money, and we know that her ex-husband has filed charges against her, and I don't know where that case stands at this point in time, as well as she did the sit down on the Dear Future Wifey podcast where she shared a number of things about her previous relationship that she did not even share on the show. I don't know if she was under some type of gag order, but I guess now she's going to maybe be free to talk about some things that she did not get to talk about before. But in my honest opinion, I kind of feel like, well, at this point in time, why does it even really matter, and who cares at this point in time now? Because also, knowing Carlos, he's going to have that trash bag Hotel back on the show. And so we know that she and Hotel have been friends. They've linked up. She's showing up for him at his birthday dinner. And it's just, for what? I don't know. I highly, highly doubt, because I believe Melody is one of those people where it's like, when I'm done with you, I'm done with you. When I show you I'm good on you, I'm good on you. And I do believe, my personal opinion, I believe that she was genuine with Destiny when she was still on the show, when I felt like Destiny wanted to cry and beg and plead almost, but didn't do it. But almost to the point where she was willing to get down on her knees and say, please, let's be friends again. And Melody was just, letting her, know, like, look, I really want you to do well. I wish you nothing but the best. I'm showing up for you here at this photo shoot just to show you that I really do want you to do well, but we can't be friends. Sorry. That song just came up in my head as I was speaking. So anyway, yeah, just letting her know we can't be friends. And it's like that. It's like that. So I just don't know what Carlos thinks he's going to achieve by this, but I really don't see the ratings going up that much, because again, he still has a lot of the trash people that he's had on the show from the beginning still on the show that, in my opinion, have been perpetrating a fraud from the beginning of this venture. When I started watching the show, I really thought that the people were genuine. I may not have cared for some of the personalities like Marceau, and to be honest with you, didn't really pay much attention to Maurice. So it is a true statement when Melody said that he was the most irrelevant person on the show. I really didn't pay him any attention. I paid attention to Kimmy, not a whole lot, but I really didn't pay attention to him, but did not care for Marceau. Letitia, it was just like at first feeling sorry for her and then being put off by her when I felt like she was trying to use the marriage that she has as some sort of leverage over people to say, well, we've been married the longest, and well, he doesn't look like he's happy to be married to you. And as much as we have seen them on the show and what they've showcased, this show expresses nothing, in my opinion, about love. And in terms of marriage, I feel like it shows what marriage should not be. And for those who already are skeptical about marriage, it's like a hindrance to them to say, well, look, if this is what marriage is like, then they can keep it. I don't want it. And even though I know what marriage is supposed to be, I've been married for 25 years at this point in time to my best friend. We met in high school, and that's not everyone's story. A lot of people don't have that story, but I'm never here to preach to anybody about marriage. But when I see some things that are showcased, I'm definitely like, nah, this is not what marriage is. But I will never be here to debate with anybody about what marriage is or what marriage should be or what it's supposed to be. But when I see garbage presented, I'm just like, no, they can keep that. It's just not, that's just not what it is. So I would rather be single if that was what I had to be in, So Stormi as well, I've heard that there's friction between Stormi and Melody And that is not a shock or a surprise to me at all. But I will say, I know that there are a lot of people that don't like Stormi, and that's fine. I don't pay attention to her enough on social media to see what's going on. I really don't. So I don't really have an opinion about her where that is involved. But what I will say about her is that it comes across it makes her look disingenuous when in the first scene, I would say, that we saw her in on the first time she came onto the show, it was almost like she was up Melody's butt a bit. And then to see where it is now, it just kind of makes her look fake. I would say that if she and Melody had issues and they were not friends or had a falling out or whatever, I wouldn't have an issue with it. I mean, I still don't, because it's none of my business. I don't really care that much, because I'm definitely not invested, in these people that much where that bothers me. But just seeing what I see from the jump, she was ready to rip Destiny's head off because of some friction that Destiny and Melody had that had nothing to do with her. She was having an attitude with Tiffany at Melody's house when it was just weird. It just made her, to me, seem like she was just one of those people that was like a yes girl. And then to just kind of immediately flip. At first, I thought it was, oh, this is cool. She's bringing Destiny a Gucci bag to say, let's be Gucci. I want us to be good. Like, it's like, okay, maybe she was seeing the error of her ways and saw that how she flipped out on Destiny wasn't cool, and maybe she was doing too much for the camera. I don't know. So I was like, okay. And I felt like, at first and I even did some commentary on it. I felt like Destiny was being weird, and I had my thoughts about that. But now looking back on it, maybe Destiny did see it as fake, And so now hearing about Stormi and Melody falling out, my personal opinion is I feel like it is about business. And here's why I say that. Even though I feel Stormi's mom has been ridiculous in some things that she said about Melody that I saw on the show. Again, I don't follow Stormi and her mom and all these Facebook groups and stuff like that. I'm not even on Facebook, so I don't have the type of time to invest in seeing what people are saying about these people online. But Stormi's mom, I feel like, was doing too much when it came to Melody and things like that. And I see what I see, and the things that I feel like Stormi sometimes has attitude about, which, no, I wouldn't feel good if somebody was trying to get my products taken down from retailers that my products, were up in. I can understand, her having an issue with that for sure. But I feel like, because I've seen some things before where it was almost like Stormi was making it a competition. And the beauty industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. I'm in it. I've been a beauty biz entrepreneur since 2008. I started years ago. I have a brick and mortar business that I've been operating since 2008. And it's not easy. But one of the things that keeps me in the industry is I don't pay attention to what other people are doing. I feel like, I know that God is my source, and he opens doors for me and makes ways for me. So I don't sit and concentrate and focus on what other people are doing. And I feel like sometimes some of the social media posts that, again, other people have shared because I don't follow her to see it, it was like she was throwing some shade towards Melody, and it was almost like it was a bit of and it was a bit intimidating for her to see that this person that she was going to be closely connected with was, venturing into the field of the beauty industry. And sometimes people are a bit safeguarded over it. And, and I understand it sometimes too, more so when I feel like celebrities, because I do have a thing when I feel like celebrities, they're just getting into it just because they have a name and they know that people will buy whatever they slap their names on or whatever their products are going to be. And, for those of us who have been in the industry for a long time, who have put a lot of our time and effort and money that a lot of us don't really have like that. to create a successful brand and product, it can, feel a bit frustrating and sometimes tiring and exhausting when you see, a well-known celebrity who could give a damn about, the industry is just a money grab for them. It can be a bit frustrating, but that's in any field. It's not just the beauty industry. It could be if someone has been in, the field where they're cooking and, in the food world for a long time, and then some celebrity just jumps in it and they're doing it because it's, who they are, and they know that they can, make a bag off of it because they have a lot of fans and followers. So I get that. But sometimes the things that Stormi has said, it has come across as, a bit like she was intimidated because she knows that Melody has a large following. And so I don't know. It can be a bit weird at times. But I remember that scene from a couple of seasons ago, or a couple of half seasons ago, because the way they have these things labeled, I don't even understand it. But when Melody had a new product that she was adding to her line and she wanted to try it out on Stormi, I saw the side eye. I'm not even gonna lie. I saw the side eye from Stormi. She may not have realized that she was doing it, but she was. And I picked that up a while ago. I feel things, I sense things. My discerning of spirits is pretty high, even though sometimes I try to discount them because I'm trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. Some people don't deserve the the doubt to be benefited, if you will, because what you're feeling is actually real. And so Stormi coming onto this platform that Melody created, it could have been a bit intimidating for her, but also being who she is. Maybe she's, feeling like I'm a boss, nobody created me. And I've seen where people have said she's made comments like that where, I was big before this show. I didn't, this show didn't make me. And those things may be true, but sometimes you don't really even have to say those things for people to know that. And sometimes when you're saying it all the time, it makes people question some things. But, getting back to Carlos with the mess, I'm just not here for it. I've been watching Love and Marriage DC. I will say, even though it is a Carlos King production, and Ashley, she can irk me a great bit and a great deal, I do believe that show deserved more, because I actually like that show better than Love and Marriage Huntsville, because I feel like the caliber of the marriages that are on that show are a much better representation of what love and marriage is supposed to be. What we see on Love and Marriage Huntsville, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And Love and Marriage Detroit, I'm not even interested in it. I didn't watch it after the first couple of episodes. And I was like, yeah, I'm good on this. Because, again, the marriages, what Carlos is presenting, he presents a lot of mess. And sometimes I wonder what Andy Cohen thinks about Carlos. I would really love for somebody to ask him that question, because we know Andy has a podcast, but we don't see Andy sitting around and talking about shows on the own network, talking about Carlos King's productions, the king of reality TV, self-proclaimed. It's weird. Although it's a free country, and obviously there was nothing in Carlos's NDA that says that he couldn't discuss these shows and he couldn't talk to the people who are on the shows on Bravo or whatever, because he's doing it. But it's really looking very weird to me. And so when I heard that Bold and Bougie was most likely canceled, I wasn't surprised. To hear that Love and Marriage DC isn't getting the ratings that I feel like it deserves to get, I'm not surprised, because Carlos is putting too much time and effort into the mess, and him bringing this Sunni chick who married Destiny's ex-boyfriend and bringing Destiny back on the show is like, okay, you're going to get a few views from that, and then what? I'm sorry. I'm just not here for it. But I just wanted to talk about some of these things briefly, guys. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.